Do you ever remember one of those moments as a kid when you remember playing a game, but it was too complicated for you, so you just dropped it and never touched it again, only to then remember it when you're an adult and then pick it up and see how far you can get? That game to me was literally any strategy or thinking game. If it wasn't Black Ops where you just shoot everything on the screen, then I'm not gonna know what to do.
No, 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 no! Wait, 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 wait! Wait, 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 wait!
And one time, when I was watching YouTube and looking up Roblox generators, I remember seeing a little neat game that I saw on Steam. And it had little jelly bean people. No, not those guys. This game is called Castle Story. Now, I don't imagine you've ever heard of Castle Story unless you do play strategy games like me. I wouldn't say it's a game that had a lot of hype around it. I mean, the game only got 1,565 players on its peak. That's very low for a game. Even Cry of Fear almost got double the amount of players at their peak.
It's raw, Melissa! Leave it! Leave it! Leave it!
How can a studio that has the money, the team, and the idea of making a great game fail? Well, to find out, we'll need to go back in time with the power of the Wayback Machine. It's 2010.
Knock knock.
No, fuck off.
Gaming on PC is the big competitor in the market, and this brought the attention of two men, and oh god, their names are English. Help me out here, Google Translate.
Francois Hollande, Benedict Hollande.
These two men just finished game design and studies and wanted to make their very first game, but another person decided to join the party later on. And of course, their name isn't fucking English either.
Germain Couet.
So the three men had ambitions of making a big game. But it wasn't just going to be a typical game.
Fuck you.
They wanted to make a game with genres never mixed before, with the right amount of imagination. But they needed a name, and an idea of what it's going to be. It went something like this. I got an idea. What if we made a game about jelly beans with anime faces? Yeah, right. They then moved to Canada in Montreal to set everything up and to get into action. So the idea was set, and the prototype was made.
Nito, the first of the day.
It looked a bit undone. Now the prototype was ready, they needed a name for their studios. I got it! Starapod Studios, with Germain Couet as artist director, Francois Hollande as general director, and Benton Hollande as lead programmer and chief technical officer. Now with the studio and the game, they wanted to get some cash dollar bills. They asked Kickstarter for $80,000. They made over $700,000. And that's some dream level look right there. No, not really. Their trailer for Kickstarter was pretty decent. They showed some gameplay and had a part with the devs explaining of what they're gonna do with that money. It feels very down to earth and honest, and it helped them in the end. In fact, the Kickstarter was being led by someone you would know. You love him, you hate him, Marcus Persson, aka the guy who made Minecraft. Marcus shouted them out on their social media, gaining them a lot of notoriety for the three devs. And so, with this massive gain in capital, the employees were deployed, and the project was underway. The beta version was given out to the Kickstarters as a show of faith. It was pretty bare bones. The UI was rusty and didn't look too great, there wasn't much to do. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. It's a new game, straight out of the oven. Finally a beta version was made, and it was given an early access label on Steam. I'm sure early access isn't bad. So the game kept chugging along, added new features and fixing bugs, as all indie games do. Later on in 2014, the game got a nice new coat of paint on it to let it stand out more, with better graphics, textures, and even shaders. Hold on there, partner. My PC is pre-built. Give it a chance. Can't even run shaders on Minecraft. They also added new animations for the workers, skybox, AI improvements, basically an overhaul of the original game. And I gotta say, when you go from this to this, I say it looks pretty damn good. A+. And even adding their own multiplayer too.
Even putting on gloves, so.
This kept going on throughout the years, 2016 to then 2017 and 18 and so on. Update after update, fixing the game, adding new content. At this point, Starpod Studios is feeling big in their boots. And what do brand new gaming studios do? They decide to make another game. Mirador, an online co-op hack and slash game where you'd run around with your mate, going up against bosses that were made by other players. However, this is when things start to go bad. The main problem that Mirador has was the frequently shifting designers. They went back to Kickstarter asking for the goal of $60,000. And guess what? Your boy, Marcus Nah, I'm fucking with you. Marcus didn't do it. He didn't clutch it this time. So yeah, they didn't reach their goal, not even halfway. So the Canada Media Fund invested $900,000 into the game. Now, this doesn't mean they're off the hook. This is debt they have to pay back with the release of Mirador. And because of poor project planning and money mismanagement, the money they got would only keep them going until the end of 2019. Not only this, but employees working on Mirador didn't have a great time on it. With an unrealistic development calendar, no leadership to get them hard deadlines or benchmarks, and features in the game that just got thrown in without proper planning.
Get the hell out!
In total, Mirador went through 3 game designers, and even after the 3rd game designer left, no one was there to take his role. One employee said, "Too many engineers, not enough artists." And as Mirador slowly got closer to release, things started to get stressful in the office. With employees having, and I quote, shouting matches. Even some of the key design makers in the team would just leave because the company offered very generous ill time, so communicating began to get worse. It even got so bad that multiple women in the office started to get talked over and even have their own ideas on how to improve the game, ignored only to be reinterpreted by a male worker.
Ouch.
At the final month of Mirador to be released, employees had to crunch in order to reach the deadline. And then, Mirador was finally released on Steam. The welcome is about what you expected. After all this, with a depleting cash pile, management softly reassured them that no one will lose their job. And then they fired all 20 employees.
Gotcha!
At first, it was only one round of layoffs, then another. And then there was only 8 employees left, with them only being managers, owners, and bug fixers on Mirador. And finally, the last round of layoffs completely removed all employees to Starpod Studios. Look, I know this is a sad ending. It's depressing to see a small indie dev team with big ambitions and goals only to wind up at the bottom, especially ones that look out for their employees. I mean, for fuck's sake, they even made sure that their devs weren't pushing themselves too hard and gave them a ton of sick time leaves, which ultimately stabbed them in the back in the end.
Nothing personal.
A lot of people believe that being a game dev is like a dream come true, but when you're working for a game company that wants more out of you and you don't give it, then you can kiss your dream job goodbye. But the question is, will they come back? Probably not. They are in debt and have sold most of their office supplies and equipment on Facebook. What about Mirador? That game is dead in the water. The servers got unplugged and Steam pulled it from the store page. But what about Castle Story? If you want my words on it, it isn't a bad game, but it's not worth $20.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
I'd easily sink an hour into it, and it is fun building up your castles and getting all your soldiers ready for a fight, but there just isn't enough content to keep you going for the longevity. There is a Discord for the game with mods that you can add, like new enemies and whatnot, but in the end, the best thing to do is just to wait for the game to go on sale. I know it sounds scummy to say that, but I doubt any of the money that actually goes into Castle Story will be going to the devs. It will probably go into the Canada Media Fund to pay back the debt. So if you are interested in this game and like RTS games, then put it on your wish list and wait. And hey, here's a little secret. You can find the Castle Story OST on YouTube or go in the description of this video on Spotify. And I gotta say, this shit bops hard. I've been listening to it whilst I was editing this video and doing the thumbnail. It's an honest treat. But yeah, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.